Hi friends, we are in episode number 3 of production control series. So in previous two episodes we just had an understanding about the production strategies, terminologies and the basics of the production modes, which are production order types and modes which are available, and accordingly we need to choose our production strategies and other stuffs. So that's what we saw. But in this episode we will be covering about the BoM template and BoM ID and versions. What is exactly BoM and how do we manage the BoMs in D365? That's what we are going to see in today's episode, right? So if you are watching my video for the first time, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and also if you are using LinkedIn, make sure that you follow my profile, right? So bill of materials. So let's quickly get into today's presentation. So we are in episode number 3 of production control series, and like I said, we have already covered two episodes, now episode 1 and 2, and we are in episode number 3, configuration part 1 of BOM. So let me also. So the agenda for this session is going to be, we will be covering about what is a BOM and a BOM version in Dynamics 365, and what are the different types of BOMs which are available in Dynamics 365. So because we need to understand, as a user or a functional consultant, we need to know what are the types of BOMs which we can use, and also we need to know the important concept of one BOM line types. So when we add the raw materials in the BOM, the BOM line types need to be defined. These line types govern how the item will be exploded when the BOM is getting consumed. So so BOM line times plays a crucial role. And also we will quickly see the concept of flushing principle, because this is also very important. This primarily controls how the BOM line items, the raw materials, will be consumed. What is the strategy in which it will be consumed? That's what basically is defined by the flushing principle. So let's quickly get into what it is. What is BOM? A BOM is a bill of material which defines the components that are required in order to produce a product. So, for example, in order to produce a shirt, a FG item, finished good item, a shirt, you require the raw materials like a fabric, a thread, and maybe six buttons in this case. So these are the raw material items, the components which are actually required in order to produce the finished good shirt, right? So this is what primarily we define it as BOM. So in the BOM, it will consist of the components through which the finished good can be manufactured. But a BOM version, what is a BOM version? To relate a specific BOM to a product variant that can be produced, you must create a BOM version or a formula version. Formula version, don't worry about it. That is actually required in case of in the process manufacturing. So we are specifically discussing about discrete manufacturing. So BOM version is like, say, let's say in case of product variants, today we are manufacturing blue color shirt. So tomorrow, if we are manufacturing a yellow color or a red color shirt, in that case, accordingly, we need to have multiple versions for the same FG shirt, or maybe multiple versions based on the size yes, size medium, small, large, extra large, like that, right? So based on the product variant, you can have multiple BOM versions, and this BOM version can be maintained based on the giving the constraints like period, from what date to which date, or quantity, or site, or specific product dimensions. We will quickly see in this video also how to create multiple BOM versions, and how to give these kind of constraints by period, quantity, site, and all. So we will quickly understand that also in this video, right? So first of all, like I said in the previous video, I expect you to create some of the raw material items. In this case, I have created the raw material for fabric, thread, and button. But we will quickly create the FG item, right? So let us quickly get into D365. So in order to create an item, just go to product information management, then products, release products. So in the release products, first of all, we are going to create a, let me show you. I have already created um the items, the raw material items: RM button, RM fabric, and RM thread. So like I showed you here, these are the three raw materials which are required for me to manufacture the FG item shirt. So just a simple BOM: a fabric, a thread, and a button, right? So this is what we have created over here. So now I'm going to create the FG item also. So the FG item is basically FG shirt, FG hyphen shirt. So this is the finished good item which I actually want to create by by using the BOM. In the BOM, I need to attach these three items, right? And let me quickly assign the item model group. I'm just assigning the item model group before. You can also use the standard technique, but the thing is like that is at the item model group level. You need to decide what are the strategies which you going to follow. But in this video, we are primarily focusing on the production order process execution. So that's why I'm not getting into the item model group, because item model group actually defines the costing technique which will be used. Just to quickly give you an idea, the item model group, we have the inventory model based on which the system will pick the value, and also the inventory policies, what is actually how you can process the inventory costing. So that is also part of this. So make sure that you select the appropriate item model groups. And I have just selected the storage and tracking dimension I've kept it as none. And shirt, I'm giving the inventory all units as eaches. And because in case of fabric and thread, I have given the units as meter, but in this case I'm going to use the unit as eaches, so that should be fine. And I'm not providing any purchase price as of now, but I'm just giving the sales price as maybe 15.0. Okay, dollars. So that's fine. Let me click on OK. So this will create a new FG item, right? So this is how you need to create the RM items and the FG item. And in the FG item, you need to tag the RM items. First of all, in the action pane, if I click on engineer tab, let me go to the first tab, engineer. I think, yeah, now if I get into Vostak engineer, so here we have certain options, like selecting the production type and selecting the flushing principle. So we will quickly see what are these or okay, but first we need to understand what is a production type. So the item in which is actually need to be part of a created should be created with a type of bill of materials to production should contain the production type as BOM. It cannot be none. If it is none, it is basically produced by purchasing the material. And formula is basically used in case of process manufacturing. So you can see here, since the BOM is selected, the BOM version, the BOM section under the engineer tab is enabled. But if I select formula, then you can see the BOM section is disabled, and you can see the formula is actually enabled, right? So similarly, you can create the FG as a FG shirt as a co-product, because this co-product and byproduct are primarily applicable in case of process manufacturing, where you may have some co-products which are getting created once you complete the production process. So in those cases, to track the co-products and byproducts, you need to select the production type as co-product and byproduct. But in this case, we are selecting it as BOM, and let me save this item. So this item is created and the production type is BOM. Fine. Let me pass it over here, but let me go back to the presentation. So like I said, we know first of all what is a BOM and BOM version, right? So like I said, we need to first of all assign these BOM items, fabric, thread, button, to the shirt FG item, right? So let's go back to the D365 screen. So under engineer tab, we have a section called BOM. So let me click on BOM versions. So if I go to BOM versions, currently you can see there are no BOM versions which are assigned to this item. So all I need to do is just click on new on the top, click on BOM version. So this will quickly create a new BOM version, or I'll just go back and I can create, sorry. So I can also create a BOM and BOM version. So this will create a BOM ID and a BOM version also. So if I click on that, then it will ask me to enter an ID. So let me give us FG shirt uh, BOM 001. This is purely for us, for our understanding. And if you're going to copy it from an existing BOM version, then you need to enable this. But we don't have any BOM version in the system, so I just disable this toggle. So I'll just use this BOM for site 2. So this BOM which is getting created is specifically for site 2. Click the OK button. So now we are in the BOM screen, right? So in the BOM screen, it consists of a BOM header and a BOM line session, and we have a line detail section. In the BOM line session, bill of materials line section, you need to add the raw material items. So let me click on new. I'll add the RM fabric. So these are the three items which I am going to add. uh, if you want, you can give the varos also. So just make sure that in those varos you want only from those varos the material will be consumed, right? So here the important concept is understanding the quantity and per series. Quantity refers to how much quantity of fabric is actually required to manufacture the quantity mentioned in per series, the finished good quantity. Let's say, probably in this case of fabric, I need 2 meters of fabric to manufacture one shirt. That maybe that doesn't make sense to have 2 meters. Let's say I'll keep it as 1 meter of fabric to manufacture one shirt. Okay, so let me add the next item also. uh, let's say the item is RM thread. So in this case I'm saying that I'm just assigning to varos 21. I need maybe 2 meters of thread in order to manufacture one FG fabric shirt, right? So let me add the other item also, button rm button. So like we said in the presentation, so we need 6 buttons, right? So we need 6 buttons to manufacture one shirt. So in that sense, I'm assigning the varos 21. So we need the quantity of 6 in order to manufacture one shirt, so which actually takes the unit also each as the other two are in meter, right? This actually comes from their release products. So let me save this. So this is actually saved. So this is how you create a bomb. And let me save this first of all. Let me go back to the slide. So this is how we create a bomb, right? And the other important concept about bomb is that we can have different types of bombs. Like we can have a draft bomb or an engineering bomb, planning bomb, production bomb, and costing bomb. So here we are trying to create a production bomb where the actual bomb that is used for specific production. So this is the bomb which will be referred by the system whenever a production order is getting created. So a draft BOM is basically used in case of whenever you do the estimations. And engineering BOM, actually engineering BOMs are getting created whenever we do the engineering changes or configuration is being done. In those cases, engineering BOM will be used. But actually the engineering BOMs are structured to simplify the design process. So whenever you go for a designing, in those cases I think it is recommended to use the engineering BOM, but not in the case of the production. So, and we have planning bombs are used by the master planning engine in order to plan your demand of the components basically refers to the raw material or the ingredients in case of the process manufacturing. And then we have the costing bombs. These costing bombs are actually examples of in case of estimating the cost during the your production orders, where you will be able to estimate what is the value of the total FG, estimated cost of your finished good, so that you can have your profit margin accordingly. So we will also take up the calculation group, cost categories, cost groups, and all when we discuss about the costing techniques. So these are the different types of bombs, but currently we are just creating a production bomb in order to keep the scenario simple. So the next most important topic is the BOM line type. A BOM line is created for each material, service, or ingredient. The line defines the planned consumption of specified product variant. So I know this sounds a bit confusing, but each and every BOM. Let's go back to the system. So each and every BOM, so we have created a BOM with a BOM header, and we have BOM lines. And in the BOM lines, for each and every BOM line, what it exactly says is this line can be of a specific type. If we scroll down in the line details and the general section, there is a option called line type, right? So this line type defines how this BOM need to be calculated, exploded. So, for example, if it is an item or phantom or big supply or vendor. So let's quickly understand what are these four. So I'm just for like example, if you want to manufacture the finished good FG, let's say you need a RM1 and RM2. So the RM1 is a item which is actually the direct select the item line type for material service that are directly consumed. For example, the RM1 will be directly consumed in the FG. In our case, it is going to be a fabric which will be directly consumed in the shirt. A phantom line type when you want to explode any lower level bomb item that are contained on the bomb line. Let's say in the same example, if you have a fabric but you need to perform a you need to perform any sewing operation or stitching operation before taking it to RM1. So in those cases, this is a kind of a multi-level bomb. In those cases of multi-level bomb, you need to make sure that the appropriate item is selected, and with the line type as phantom and not as a item. And in case sometimes you might be getting that particular item from directly from the vendor, select the vendor line type if the production process uses subcontractor. So you have a subcontractor who actually manufactures the item. Let's say you are getting the threads directly from your vendor, and you are not and you are not actually manufacturing it. So in those cases, you can keep the thread as a vendor, and you want a sub production or purchase order to be created. If you want to create a separate purchase order for the same, this primarily we will cover it in the subcontracting video. So in that particular episode, we will discuss in detail about how to configure the subcontracting operation, right? So let's say in this case of thread, I will select the line type as vendor. And also, once you select the line type as vendor, you need to provide the vendor account also. But moment if I select any vendor account, it will ask me, it will throw an error saying that it is not approved. So if I select this vendor account, so we get a error message saying that it is not approved, right? So let me quickly assign an approved vendor for this item. So because every time when a BOM line item with the line type as vendor, then you need to have an approved vendor set up in the system. So let me select the same vendor. Uh, so this is the vendor array supply. So let me save this. I go back. So this is now in the approved vendor section. So now if I go back and try to assign the same vendor, system will allow me to proceed. So RM thread. Let me select the vendor. So now it is saved. So this material, let's say this thread item, I'm going to primarily receive from the vendor. So I want a purchase order need to be generated for the same. And then the last option is the peg supply. Select the pegged supply line type when you want to create a sub production. For example, in case of pegged supply, let's say the RM2 is actually an item which need to be produced internally, and then only you can this is what we were discussing in our previous episode in the terminologies. Let's say it can be a semi-finished good. So RM2-02 is basically a semi-finished good, and this can be produced only when the by using the material RM2-003. So this is a sub production process. So in case of you have a sub production process and prepare a semi finished good, in those cases you need to tag it as a under the pegged supply uh, line type. So button also I'm just keeping it as line type as item. So line type bomb line type basically plays an important role when you are exploding the bomb. So when you're exploding the bomb, the appropriate sub production orders also created. In case of pegged supply, a sub production order is created. In case of vendor supply, a purchase orders are created. And in case of phantom orders, also the bomb will look for the availability of the RM1-01 if you want to make sure pick the item RM1, right? So this is a classic example of how the bomb line types govern the overall production of FG item. So I'm sure there are this multi-level phantom item scenario. I've just gone through the Microsoft Learn link where it in a very detailed explanation is given by Microsoft in terms of how to configure the phantom line items and multi-level phantom bomb structures. I will strongly recommend you guys to go through this. It gives a very detailed explanation about how to configure multiple items especially the phantom items. So this will be helpful in your real-time business scenarios, or if you are recommending it for the clients, right? So now we have configured we have added the lines to the BOM, and then we have configured the BOM line type also. And now what we are going to do is we will quickly save this, and you can approve the BOM from using the approval button over here also, or you can go back and or you can click on approval over here. You can see the list of BOM line items are displayed over here. The moment you click on approval, it will ask for the approved by user. But here also one point is you need to make sure that the user is having an employment history in the legal entity. So let's say I'm creating a BOM in USMF. So in this is the legal entity USMF. So my name is actually registered and the employment history. Otherwise, you will not be able to do it. Or if it is not registered, click on new and register the tag the employment start date and just quickly create an employment. So in that way, the employee ID will be registered. Then only the registered users will be able to approve the BOM. So here it is asking, do you also want to approve the bill of materials? Yes. So I'll just click on OK. So once that is done, the BOM is actually approved. But at the same time, you need to ensure that only the approved and the activated BOMs will be used in your production orders. So in order to activate it, just click on activate. So this is activated. And like I said, you can provide a constraints like from quantity. So this is what we discussed in the slide. Um, so you can provide constraints like period, quantity, site, specific product dimensions. So you can provide a quantity from 100 quantities, this BOM applicable, or even for one quantity, this is applicable, or from which date. Let's say this is applicable only for this financial year. In the next financial year, we may have a engineering change, and based on the change, we will have a different BOM version. So even if you want, you can create a new BOM version just by simply clicking on BOM versions. And here I am going to give the same tag shirt-BOM 002. So here let's see how to copy this. So what if I enable copy, and this time this I am copying to site 1. The moment I click on OK, it is going to see copy from site to BOM ID 177. So this is basically going to copy the BOM latest activated BOM version in site 2, which is 177, to the site 1 base data. So once I click on OK, a new BOM version is getting created. So all the lines are added, and if you want, you can change any of these, and then you can go back and you can approve it. So this also will follow the same process. Approval, I'll just click on OK. So the BOM is approved. I click on activate. So this is now activated. That's fantastic. So we have now two BOM versions. One version is for the site number 2, another version is for site number 1. So even for site number 1, if you want to keep any validity date, or even if you want to reduce the number of buttons, let's say you are manufacturing a shirt with 5 buttons in site 1, so those kind of configurations can be done over here. And also here, at any point in time, let's say if you want to know, because if you are using multi-level BOM, or like I said, we may have BOMs with more than 300 lines also, right? So we may not know a particular item where and all it is used. So if you just simply click on where used, then you will quickly able to know in which and all the BOMs this particular item is tagged and what is the FG item. So this will be used, this will be very handy in case of complex manufacturing scenarios. So make sure that you know this functionality of using var used, right? And then one more point which I want to highlight over here is, we talked about copy BOM and check. The functionality of check helps you to do a circularity check. Let's say to manufacture a shirt, you are using a fabric, and to manufacture a fabric, you are using a thread, and to manufacture a thread, you are using some other. So A is manufactured through B is manufactured through C is manufactured through D. There's like this, a chain of activities can be performed. But you can do a circularity check. But in case a D is again linked to B, or D is again um, linked to A, so if there are any mistake in case of assigning the items in the BOM, how do we know it? Because when we are talking about 300 400 lines of BOM, there are chances of making some mistakes, right? So you can do a check of the BOM by using the check functionality. This can be run as a batch job also. So once you set the recurrence every time when the BOM is created on a weekly basis or monthly basis, this circularity check will ensure that there are no mistakes whenever the BOM is getting created. So make sure that you try out this whenever you are creating the very complex multi-level BOMs, right? So now we talked about BOM, how to create a BOM version. We saw how to create a BOM version along with the constraints. We talked about types of BOMs, and we also explained in detail about what is BOM line types. So BOM line types is very important whenever you are doing the explosion of the BOMs. And also I will strongly recommend you to go through the multi-level phantom item scenarios as explained in Microsoft Learn, right? So let me go back. So let me save this. So another interesting topic which I want you guys to know is, under engineering tab we have an option called flushing principle. But this flushing principle actually I want you to pay attention in case of the raw material items. So let's say RM, uh, we have an RM item, right? So we have three RM items which are available. Let me open the fabric. So what is the flushing principle? First of all we should know what is that flushing principle is. So here also you can see the production type I have assigned it as BOM, and the flushing principle is basically start. So even the help text clearly says what is the strategy which you want to use when you consume the material. So for example, so in the previous episode, in episode number 1, we were actually talking about the various stages: estimate, create, start. So when you actually want to consume the fabric or thread or button, when actually the shirt is getting manufactured. So that's where the flushing principle defines. It reflects the different consumption strategies for raw materials that are used. So when you start the production order, do you want the system to consume it, or when you end the production order, or do you want to manually consume the material, or do you want it based on the work creation? So that's what the flushing principle actually defines. So this is very very important when you are assigning the BOM items to the FG as a FG component. So flushing principle basically consists of four options, whether at the start or the finish, or if you want to manually consume the materials, or available on location. This available on location is basically used when you are actually using the warehouse work. So when the material is actually moved to the production location, so whether let's say the material is the fabric is available in a bulk location, and you are actually once the material is moved to the production actual production sewing location, then only do you want the material to be consumed. Then in those cases you need to select available on location, right? So the flushing principle is very important, and as of now I'm keeping it as start. And similarly I have just kept it as start in other cases of button and thread also. So 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 that's how we have created RM items, and we have assigned these RM items to the FG item. So FG, I just select FG shirt. So FG shirt, and let me go to BOM motions. You can also look at the only the active BOM motions. So once I click on active BOM motions, you can view this, and each and every BOM motion I would say will have a BOM ID. So this is the BOM ID. So if you want to view all the BOM details, all you have to do is go to product information management, and under bill of materials you can select the bill of materials. So here also the same ID will be available. So even if you want to view the BOM details, it is possible by using this BOM page. So here also you will have the header and line level details, right? So we can view the BOM line type also. So do not forget about the setup of BOM line type, and because BOM line type actually governs how you want to explore the BOM, and also the flushing principle, which are very important as far as configuring your BOM is concerned. So we quickly saw what are the BOM versions, type of BOM line types, and multi-level phantom item scenarios. Please go through this iLearn link. I will also share this iLearn link in the in this video description. And then we'll also quickly in the next video we will see how to configure the root, because the root is the important aspect where we will We will define the operations which are actually required. Let's say to manufacture a shirt, you may need to perform the cutting operation, sewing operation, or printing or packing. So all those operations need to be configured in the root. So that one we will see it in the next episode, episode number 4. So if you want to get regular updates, please make sure that you follow my profile in LinkedIn, or if you're using YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, Sriram Sivashankaran D365 Talks. Hope to see you in next video soon. Thank you.